2 eggs, a banana, a sad bran muffin, or nothing at all. Do you try to cut calories by skimping on breakfast? If so, you're not alone. But this approach may leave you feeling ravenous by the afternoon and finding it hard to control your cravings. Then you have to force feed a big protein dinner to catch up on your daily target. And you may have missed out on a huge opportunity to light the metabolic fire that is your muscle in order to burn fat. So today I'm going to show you a simple breakfast hack that won't sabotage your gains. Here's a typical day of eating in the life of someone trying to get fit without a crucial piece of information on how this all really works. First, they skip breakfast or eat something low calorie because they might not have an appetite first thing in the morning or they're rushing around anyway. Next, they eat a salad with a little chicken on it, or another low-calorie, sensible option, because it's focused on low calorie and it's got a little bit of protein. Finally, they have some lean protein for dinner, maybe with some steamed veggies and another side dish. And hopefully, if this person knows a little bit about the importance of protein, they'll also have a protein shake as their afternoon snack or around their workouts. These protein shakes are usually around 20 grams of protein each. So what's the problem? Well, if this person weighs 200 pounds, they are barely halfway to their 200 grams of protein goal for the day. They still have 95 grams left. Is this horrible? Not at all. But this approach is a fast track to diet failure. Under-eating calories and protein as a result of that sabotages their gains. In reality, most people are dramatically under-eating protein, sometimes only reaching half as much as they need in a day or even less. But beyond just under-eating, most people are totally blowing it when it comes to partitioning their protein properly throughout the day. The fastest way to lose weight that has the longest lasting results is to build lean muscle at every opportunity. Lean muscle helps to build your metabolism by burning more calories at rest, and it creates the shape of your body as you lose fat, not to mention the benefits for bone density, life function, and longevity, and overall enjoying what your body can do. But we can optimize lean muscle even further. Having muscle isn't the whole goal, however. We want highly active and metabolic muscle, aka healthy muscle. In that instance, we have muscle that is a metabolic furnace. It's burning more calories than muscle that isn't being moved or fed correctly. We build that sort of active lean muscle by eating protein at regular intervals throughout the day, not just a big shot of it at dinner. We build that kind of muscle by staying within our calorie needs and training full body strength 3 to 4 times per week, like in my Persist program. So how much protein do you need exactly? You can use my free macro calculator that's linked below to find your numbers, but a good rule of thumb is roughly 1 gram per pound of body weight every day. If you want to get more exact than that, then you can picture your ideal body weight and use that to calculate your grams of protein per day. One of the hidden benefits of eating protein to build muscle is that it also keeps you full for long stretches of time so that you aren't drawn to overeat, and your energy will stay even throughout the day instead of spiking and crashing. So take advantage of these benefits of protein and make it easier to reach your daily target by spreading your protein out during the day. Going low calorie at breakfast and lunch at the expense of getting a large hit of protein is not worth it. I'd rather that you eat an extra couple hundred calories in the morning and for lunch to ensure you build that protein total up early on in the day. Studies have shown that when individuals with the same caloric intake distribute their protein more evenly throughout the day, specifically at breakfast, they get great muscle protein synthesis, otherwise known as muscle building, over a 24-hour period than those that are skewing all of their protein towards dinner. And in children doing this, they have found it favorably impacts satiety, your total food intake for the rest of the day, and your total metabolism or energy burn in a given day. Real training means real sweating, and sweating makes me think of hydration. And there's no way to hydrate if you're not considering your electrolytes that you're taking in as well. That's why Element is my choice for hydration. It is a science-backed electrolyte formula with 1,000 milligrams of sodium, 200 milligrams of potassium, and 60 milligrams of magnesium. It's delicious, it has no sugar, and it's easily dissolvable right into some water. I mix one of these up with about 30 ounces of water right before I train. I make sure I drink the whole thing before I get into my session. It's going to ensure that I'm hydrated and that all of my sets, all the way up until the very last one, is absolutely at my best performance possible. And of course, it doesn't hurt that this stuff tastes amazing. I find that the raspberry salt with a little bit of ice water is my favorite and my go-to pre-workout every single day. So how can you get the benefits of this too? Start by dividing your total protein goal by the number of meals that you have each day. So if your desired body weight is 160 pounds, then divide that number by 3, and that's gonna get you 53 grams of protein at each of your meals that day. If you wanna eat 4 meals per day, that would drop down to as low as 40 grams of protein per meal throughout your day. Whoa, that's a lot. Yep, it may seem like it, but to get a different result, you're going to have to do some different things. And to make it simple and easy to remember, I challenge you to eat 50 grams of protein every day before 10 a.m. There are some very common obstacles people encounter when they start the 50-gram challenge. So let's go through a few. How do I eat that much protein without going over on my calories? First, let's start by remembering that eating more protein for breakfast might bump up your calories a smidge early in the day, but the evidence shows time and again that you will make up for this later on with fewer calories consumed due to better satiety and food intake at later meals. Second, different types of protein have dramatically different calorie amounts. So the goal is to choose lean protein sources like egg whites, chicken breast, non-fat Greek yogurt, and others. I'll show you some examples in just a minute. But Marcus, I don't feel hungry in the morning. Look, I get it. This might take some getting used to. Remember, the goal is to get this in before 10 a.m. So you don't have to roll out of bed and start chewing on chicken breast. A lot of people start their day right away with caffeine, and that can suppress your appetite. So consider holding off on your coffee until you've had your protein. And don't forget protein shakes. These are great ways to get a morning protein dose for those of you who are not ready to chew a full meal. And if you make sure to move a little bit in the morning with a brisk walk, this can help stimulate your appetite just a little bit. But at the end of the day, you'll have to break the cycle at some point. Remember, you're likely not hungry in the morning because you've been packing in the calories late at night. And you are craving those calories because you didn't eat your protein for breakfast. So something's gotta give, break that cycle. But Marcus, I don't have a lot of time in the morning. No sweat. There are a ton of easy options to grab and go, like overnight oats or protein pancakes that you can freeze and eat on the run. I'm also a fan of making dinner and then eating a second portion of that dinner for breakfast. Just microwave it and then get to work. Well, what do I even eat? I'm so glad you asked. Here are a few of my favorite breakfasts, and you can find many more in the description down below. So are you ready to give it a try? Check the link in the description below for my free 50-gram challenge resources, including meal ideas, macros, and more. And next up, be sure to check out this video on how keeping your nutrition simple is actually the key to long-term success. Now take some action and go do the 50-gram challenge. See you next time.